Sick.
We are live.
Sick. Got
What is
Instagram
up?
too.
Yeah, what is up, anime heads? The crew is back, and we'd be remiss if we said or we weren't aware that it was spooky season or spooky season's winding down, and we haven't really talked about we have talked about darker themed horror, spooky type anime, but there are some others out there that we really haven't shown a lot of love to, and we're just going to shed a little bit of light on that, share some things like that in case you're in the in case you guys are in the mood to check some of that stuff out. So without further ado, you know the crew. I'm Mac, joined by the homies Jackie and EJ.
What up?
We each got about 2 or 3 that we're going to shed some light on. And while you're watching, whether you're watching live or you're going to tune in once we posted the edited video with all the nice little polish and stuff to the YouTube channel, throw in the comments, man. Join the conversation. We love that. We love interacting with the viewers. So with that being said, I know before we started, Jackie had to run and make sure she had something for a shot.
I did.
Right.
I got
Okay.
Oh, told you.
Somebody went by the Asian Mart.
Yeah.
No, we went got alcohol the day after Tucker died, so we can do a shot for him. So, and it was soju. So
Our condolences to you and Steve.
Yeah. Sorry for your loss.
Tucker's watching though.
Yeah.
He knows you're in his spot, his favorite
yeah,
place.
I got his bed right here.
Okay. But here is to a great show, hanging out with great friends, great company, and to the one and only Tux.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
The Tuckies. Yum yum.
Very good.
Solid.
Word.
Very solid. So let's get this intro and let's start talking about some dark ass anime, huh?
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, episode 23, Eat the Cake Anime, starting right now.
The following is a presentation of the That Feeling Podcast Network, reminding you to always question the answers.
Eat the cake. Eat the cake. Eat it. Eat the cake. Yeah. Eat the cake. Eat the cake. Well, all right. I bet you thought you stumbled on another podcast. Of course you're right, but let me tell you about the contrast. It's really different, not an X in front of Comcast. We cover anime today and other times past. Listen and learn in that order, then replay. Be entertained by Mac, Jackie, and EJ. 3 hosts doing way more than the most, proving you can pay the lion, but it's all in the approach. Originals and sequels, the newbies and the Ichigos. The world's up in flames to the ones more peaceful. The weapons or the Shuto, manga, Naruto, Monkey D. Luffy, and a lot more that you know. Subscribe, hit the like, give the algorithm life once. We trying to get the same pie that Apple took a bite from. Join the conversation, let us know if you can relate. If not, you still might be forced to eat the cake. Anime, hey, hey, eat the cake. Hey, hey, anime, eat the cake. Anime, eat the cake. Anime, hey, hey, eat the cake. Hey, hey, anime, eat the cake. Anime, eat the cake. Anime.
What's up?
What up? That was the weirdest thing. Like, the video was supposed to be, but it like paused on my side. So I'm like, did the video pause? But I see Jackie bobbing her head.
Yeah, it was rolling as far as.
Oh, weird.
And I'm just like, oh shit, the fucking show is froze. But Jackie's bobbing her head. I'm like, I guess it's working. And then like it, and I'm like, oh, I'm back here. I was about to text you guys. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Anyways,
Yeah, it was working.
little peek behind the scene of doing live shows. But like I said, we got some mature themed anime, I would say, that we want to shed some light on. So not sure which one would like to go first. Are we going to, let's put it this way. Are we going to, how many each one of us has, right? I have 3 that I can expand on. I don't know how many Jackie has or how many you have, EJ, but we could do it taking turns, boom, 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 or unload your whole clip and then let the next person unload their clip and so forth and so on. How you guys think it should go?
I'm good with turns.
We can do turns. I pulled up like 6. I also did half and half. Some I've watched and some that I haven't watched that I want to watch.
Okay.
So
Oh, you just prefaced that. I mean, like I'd said it before. Like it's been a minute since I watched Tokyo Ghoul, but it's one of the ones that I wanted to bring up too. So still,
Yeah.
Let's take turns. So let's start with ones that you did watch, Jackie. What's one that you watched and you're like, I think this needs a little bit more shine if you're in the spooky mood?
Blood Plus, I will say. I talked about it a couple episodes ago too. This one I watched long time ago, back when cable was a thing, and that was the only way you could actually watch anime. You couldn't record it or look it up on streaming services, or you had to illegally search it. But it was on Adult Swim at the time, and um, sorry, I'm pulling up my notes right now. So it's about 50 episodes long. If anyone wants to watch it, it is a horror, fantasy, supernatural, mystery, action drama. I did notice that when I looked up some of like the horror animes and stuff, some of them would say like horror fantasy or psychological horror or horror thriller like together, but then if you some of them, if they're separated and it just says horror only, then there's going to be a lot more horror to the show than anything. With this one, I would say it's like not super scary, but it does have that darkness to it, and those like kind of creepy thriller-esque type elements to it. It's a vampire show, and I think it's one of the really good ones that's out there.
Mhm.
Eric, I know, talked about Blood, the Last Vampire was brought up as one, and I'm sure he might talk about it later. But it was based on that show specifically, or it got a lot of inspiration from it, essentially.
Mhm.
Produced by Production IG, but it's really good. Like the main character, she's really awesome. She's just a normal high school girl, finds out that she has powers. She's a vampire from this dude that's next to her in this picture, and it's super gory. The very first half of the season's really awesome. The graph, like this is a back in early 2000s anime, so like the art style is really cool. The fight scenes are really sick. The way that she uses her powers and how she transforms is really cool, and then there's a lot of emotional, like, betrayal and turmoil and stuff that happens, throughout it, and I really like all of the music, and the openings are really sick, same thing, with the endings. I will say that if you look up, like, the different ratings, it has around a 3.76 on IMDb, or sorry, on some, like, users, like, random ratings, but on IMDb, it's about a 7.5, so it's pretty solid. I really liked it. I mean, I would give it, like, an 8 at least.
Mhm.
But I also love, like, that early 2000s type art style, and story building and character building is always, like, really fun to go back and watch. Um, but it is really gory, which is what, I really liked about it. It's one of my very first animes, I think. There's another one on here that's pretty fucked up that I'll talk about that I probably shouldn't have watched when I was a kid, but I did, and I didn't get it at the time, so I'm actually, like, it's on my to watch again, like, I wanna watch it, to see it again 'cause with adult eyes.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, this one, I watched when I was, like, I don't know, 15, so I can kinda understand it. But yeah, it has, a lot of the creatures are really freaking creepy, and that's where, like, some of your horror tones kinda come into it along with, like, the vampires. It didn't get any awards, though. It just, got nominated for some awards at the Japanese Media Arts Festival, but, the biggest weakness of it that some people say, and again, I have to, like, go back again, when I was younger, like, I feel like I never noticed or, like, paid attention to these things. Now that I'm older, I do. But some of the pacing, I think for some people, they didn't really, like it, because of the high episode count, and it seemed like some episodes did have some filler isness to it, so it might have taken away a little bit from the horror tones and themes. So now you're just kinda throwing stuff in there. Um I don't remember. It was so long ago. I just remember how much I enjoyed the show and certain scenes, and things that happened. And then when I looked it up again, I remembered some stuff too. So that's just what some people talk about, but there is also good discussion about when you have horror and action together like
Mhm.
this and what that looks like, and, a lot of people said this anime did a really good job with that, and I also, like, really enjoyed it. Plus the story overall is there's a little bit of, like, a, like, dark, gothic-esque romance kind of, but it's not the forefront of the show. A lot of it is the story about the main character. But I really enjoyed it. I love this show. It's an older one. Definitely think people should watch it. I don't think it gets talked about enough or gets enough love. Um, and and yeah, and you can see it. This is what it looks like. So that's the two characters. Sorry, her name is Saya. Yeah, Saya is the main character's name. Yeah, it's sick. I love the show.
Yeah, I'm sitting there looking. Obviously, a lot of these things are like based on mangas and everything. So, uh, light novels, and so it
Yep.
seems like there was already. It's not like an original anime or anything like that. I'm shocked.
No.
This was an Adult Swim anime, and
Yeah.
I haven't. This is my first time. Like, really, I've heard about it like in conversations, but it's not like a prominent anime when people are talking about like your vampire animes and things like that for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Listening to you talk about it, it's like a hidden gem almost.
Yeah.
Based
It's really
It
good.
is. Yeah. I have to. I've seen it, and I really enjoyed the series. I mean, I did want to talk about Blood the Last Vampire. That was one of my ones that I wanted to talk about that I've seen. And if you enjoyed Blood the Last Vampire as a movie, Saya gets a lot. It's kind of a blend because it is like a retelling of the story, but they kind of mix it as going back. So you get a little bit of Saya before what some of the events, at least it seems that way. Some of the events from the movie are further along because Saya is very mature in the movie as far as her understanding of who she is and her power. And I highly recommend Blood the Last Vampire. It's a movie, so you can definitely knock it out. It's not long, but the art is phenomenal. I mean, it's a 90s anime. You could tell the hand work for the artist was, I mean, they put in an amazing amount of work because some of the action sequences alone are pretty fast moving and very kinetic. Everything's going on. It's very visceral for and for that time when a lot of the animation could either slow down and you would see like partial movement in combat scenes, but not to the detail like we could see today with a lot of computer assisted animation. But in this, the amount of work they put in there for when Saya has these fights, it's impressive. And so I would say just take the time just to go back and see them and appreciate the work that went into that to bring that project to life. It's a great vampire story. It's different. It's set in the 80s in Japan. It centers around some murders happening on the air base, Yokota. And Saya is an asset that's been that gets brought, but she looks like a teenager, so has like, I don't know what you call it, but if you watch the movie, it kind of explains her situation. The government knows about Saya and they use her, but in return, they take care of her because she's a teenage girl. She can't stay somewhere forever. So they've got to keep uprooting her, giving her, a life and stuff. And it kind of becomes apparent the way she talks to some of these government individuals when the story's going on, that it's a necessity for existence, but it's not like she likes the situation at all. But they go more into that too, I believe, in the series, like more of her life. The movie's very basic. It's dealing directly with some murders around the airfield and Saya's involvement in trying to assist the government in stopping what was going on. but there's excellent transformation art in that as well. If you got the time, I mean, really check it out. As Willie kind of stated, I believe this movie and the series Jackie just talked about are sadly underrated, because if people would just take the time and check it out, it crosses about 20 some odd years. But I mean, between the two of the movie and the series, and still the quality and the storytelling is great in both, I think. So
Yeah, I actually just.
do you recommend watching the film before watching the series? Like, is there anything, like, if you just pick up on Blood Plus, is there like a lot of stuff that happens in the series where you're just like, what the fuck's going on? That's answered
no,
if you would have went.
You could pick up and run with Blood Plus. You don't have to watch Blood the Last Vampire. I would say it's not so much a continuation or a remake as more of a retelling of the story. It keeps some of the story tropes, but it focuses more on Saya, on her like development and stuff. Whereas the movie, you're walking in on she knows who she is. She's not. There's no training arcs, no building of her. You know what I mean? So you're kind of introduced to her as her current status. She's already, ready to go. Whereas in the series, I'm not sure if they change it completely or not, but her backstory in the movie, she knows she's very old. In the series, she didn't even know she was a vampire. No. So that's the difference, I believe. But once again, you can watch the series without the movie completely. But I would say if you have this short period of time, I would check out the movie before the series, just to give you. That's how I saw it, and I enjoyed both. So.
Yeah, there's I forgot about this part. So Blood the Last Vampire, the original anime film, it ended up being a franchise, like he said. The third one that we didn't bring up was Blood Sea, which Blood Sea came out in 2011. And but they're all like separate. So they're all based on like the same character and kind of the same story, but you can watch all three separate whenever you want and you're not lost on it. I think that Blood Sea got a lot more hate though than Blood Plus. I didn't watch Blood Sea because of the reviews I read, that it was just like not like Blood Plus and it wasn't as good. But Blood Plus was basically like the show, like he said, and then Blood Sea was just supposedly like a reboot
of the show,
kind of, which it's in quotations. It's not a total reboot, but they basically like tried to make it a reboot of Blood Plus, but it is different from the other version. I'm like trying to read. I completely forgot about Blood Sea, but
yeah,
that's what a lot of people are saying, is that it's just like a reboot, but it
just I mean,
but it was one of my most favorite like vampire series. I couldn't get into, when I was younger, I couldn't get into Vampire Hunter D, which I wanted to, but I just couldn't. And this one, I really got into it. And then it caused me to like get more into like some of the darker toned, darker themed shows. So this franchise is fun, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, it's also animated by a production IG, which is famously known for animating Jackie's favorite horror anime, Uzumaki. So they also did Haiku, so they get a pass. They get a pass. Is it streaming anywhere? Is it one of those where you can only get it on DVD now? Or?
So actually that's a valid point. I wish I would have looked that up for streaming. I didn't even think about that. I should look that up.
I believe they were both on Crunchyroll.
Oh,
I don't know if
it's on Tubi.
Oh,
Tubi? Oh, that's free.
Yeah,
Tubi's free. Okay.
All right.
Is it the Tubi version? I just want to know beforehand, because we don't want to steer people in that nightmare.
I don't know, but it's on Tubi. It says Tubi and then Plex. I've never heard of Plex.
You gotta be certain it's not a Tubi reimagined.
It does say it's available on Netflix. So if we ever have any international like friends out there that have a Netflix subscription, it might be available in your region. I don't know what regions that might be. It's not saying. It's definitely not the United States. I'll say that.
Yeah.
We don't get the cool stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's on Tubi. So I don't know how legit that is. I'm gonna check it out now. I'm really excited about that because this shit's free. So that makes me happy. I think I watched English dub too because it was on Adult Swim.
Yeah.
And it's early 2000s. So you know that well, I say that, but if you ever watch Steins Gate, the chick's voiced English dub is horrendous. So I don't know. But but it should be like the dub should be pretty decent. And I remember I enjoyed it as a kid. So
That's cool. All right.
yeah.
Yeah. Blood Plus added to the list as well as the movie. And depending how Blood Plus goes, you said the follow-up to that was Blood C.
Yeah. Yeah, I
The
would
way
just do
you look at
research
that.
on that before you like check that one out or waste your
Into
time
there.
on it. Yeah, I would say if you watch the movie, like I'm gonna watch the movie because I haven't even seen the movie. I think that's a quick watch, and then you can watch Blood Plus, and then you can probably just end it there. If you want to watch Blood C, you can, but I think Blood C was more for like the people that just really like the franchise, and it was like 6 years later, and I guess for some reason they wanted to do a reboot of it, and they didn't need to, which is what I think pissed a lot of people off. So
That'll do it. Cool. Add it to the list. What's one you got, EJ?
Well, staying in the genre here, Vampire Princess Miyu, and it's really old, and I don't know if you'll be able to find it. Is on Crunchyroll, or it was because I added it to my list when I first got. So I don't know if it's still on Crunchyroll, but it was for a time. Anyway, it's an 80s anime, late 80s anime. It involves basically a young, I would say, adolescent princess, as far as she's from ancient Japan, and her protector, and this is a great picture of it here. And the story basically it revolves about they fight. They call it something else, but it's basically like Oni. So, but so it's set in modern time, or modern Japan, and it revolves around murder cases that are going on, and this psychic, she's like an adept, like she's some people would call, I guess, like a shaman or a medicine woman, depending on the culture, but yeah, so she's almost like a psychic investigator, paranormal investigator. She kind of gets involved in this, whereas the police kind of fluff it off as being just some kind of normal murder case or something. She feels like something strange about it. She's into the paranormal and the occult. She gets involved in this, and in the course of investigating a murder, she comes nearly to death by one of the creatures. I think they call him Shinma. I'm gonna have to double check, but and Vampire Princess Miyu interdicts and saves her life. So, and then it becomes a whole thing of where are these spirits coming from and so forth. And you learn more about Vampire Princess Miyu and her bodyguard as it goes on. It's a great pickup. It's not long. I believe that there's only 2 seasons available. But I enjoyed it a lot. This is one of my early animes. It is very traditional art, as you can see. It's kind of similar to like Inuyasha, who would be what I would say along the same lines. But some scenes are beautifully done. You can, and overall, it's enjoyable. It doesn't have a whole lot of character building as far as some of the other people. The main focus is of course Vampire Princess Miyu. So, but
yeah, I watched the first episode of it when you recommended it. I think it was like a few months ago.
Oh yeah, it's been a while. Yeah,
but I had to Google it. Like I had to search. Like I think I had to watch it on like a Daily Motion.
Yeah,
video.
I'm not even sure. Like I said, it was on Crunchyroll, but that was a long time ago. I'd have to look, but I would say just if you enjoy a good story, remember you're not going to have the flash and flare and music to the levels of what we're used to today. As far as, we have some really great series out there, with chart topping music. We're talking about the 80s where probably everything's a synthesizer. But
Hey,
if
there's
you
some
like
chart topper 80s. You ever hear "Stay with Me"?
hey, so, but this was my pick for it. It's a very um very interesting fantasy to see some of the originality with the thoughts of some of these demons. So, but I enjoyed it.
Would you say it's more like horror fantasy? So it's more in the fantasy, kind of like Blood Plus. So it's not like scary, just has that dark
Yeah,
tone.
they try to enter some of that fear level, because when some of the creatures attack, the way I could compare it is like JJK. Sometimes when the creature is about to come out, you might get that buildup of suspense. So more of a suspenseful horror. I'm not saying like blood and guts, or some people, or I separate that with gore. This is more of the suspense kind of. You're on the edge of your seat. Something's going to come out, is it going to be a what kind of monster is it going to look like and stuff? But yeah, not like a straight up horror. So horror fantasy,
Yeah.
suspense fantasy, I guess.
Nice. So yeah, it's like you said, it's one of those where it may be, best bet is to just Google and see if it's available anywhere and just check it out, because I know there's been times where I would Google and it's like, oh, it's on Crunchyroll or it's on High Dive or it's on this, and you go look and it's not there, right?
It
Because
says it's on Peacock and Amazon Prime.
Maybe I have it on my Prime wish list. I just know I have it saved somewhere because it's been a long time since I saw it, and I was like, oh, hey, I'd like check it out. But
if it's like if you go on Amazon Prime, but then you subscribe to like one of those. It's like the Pokemon movies
where you could probably like it's on an Amazon Prime, but it's like you got to buy it or rent it.
Well, no, you have to buy like the Midnight Pulp, which is the
channel that's associated.
Yeah, the channel. Yeah, because there's like like the Pokemon channel, and then that's the way you can watch all the Pokemon stuff. It's the same thing, and that's one way. I don't know about whatever it's called that I said.
Right.
Continue.
So what do you got, Willie? What's for your first pick?
So my first one was an anime I checked out. I think back 2017 on Crunchyroll. It's called Juni Taisen. It's the Zodiac War. So it's based on the 12 Chinese zodiac signs, and essentially based on it was developed to be a prequel to a one-shot manga entitled The One Wish That Must Be Granted and the 99 that can be done without. So essentially you have 12 families. Each family represents one of the 12 zodiac signs in the Chinese lore. And it's almost like a Hunger Games or a battle royale, right? So you choose one member from the family to fight it out. It's weird. They have a city that they take all the residents out, put the 12 members in there, and it's the last person alive gets the one wish, whatever it is to be granted. Each one of the contestants, before entering the fight, they get implanted with a poison gem that'll kill them in 12 hours. So essentially, they have 12 hours to kill 11 other people, to get their wish, right? So essentially, each one of the fighters, they have their own kind of style, right? Some have these superhuman powers, some are just nice with certain weapons, but they all have their own killing styles. It's very, very graphic with the deaths and stuff. Some of the characters are drawn very fan service. Silly.
You said it's Juni Taisen?
Juni Taisen Zodiac War.
Okay.
But essentially you have
Willie.
So the anime came out, I want to say, I know I watched it in 2017. Let me just double check. Anime. Yeah, so it aired. I know it's still on Crunchyroll. You can check it out. It aired from October 3rd to December 19th, 2020 or 2017. 12 episodes. So it's a quick watch. You can check it out. So yeah, that's the cover for the light novel, and
I've seen that. Yeah.
it's one of those where, like, when you see the premise and you start watching a couple episodes, it gets you, but then there are some episodes that are just meh. So overall,
Mhm.
it's not like a very must watch, but if you're into like the battle royale, and I think for me, it's more because it's only 12 episodes and it's kind of a not a well fleshed out, like, how did we get to this point? Why do the
Mm.
families war it out? It's just like a brief, hey, you're going to go fight on behalf of the family, get in there. And the characters, there's a little bit of backstory that they try to get into each episode with one of the characters, but some characters like get more shine than others.
Hmm.
I do. The animation is nice. I'm not gonna poo poo on the anime. But yeah, it's interesting because, like I said, each one has their own style. Like the one that plays the rat, his way of killing is killing all. But it's crazy because as you're watching the show, when you see him, he's not actively searching for people. He just seems super tired all the time, just like slouched up. Um, but his ability is he can like almost Doctor Strange as far as he can see different outcomes, right? So he's always tired because that ability drains so much out of him. So he's looking at different outcomes into how to get out of this or how to end with him being the winner, right? They
Yeah.
do this whole like Survivor thing where they form alliances with other players. Like, hey, if we team up and take these guys out, then it'll just be the two of us. Our odds of winning the thing will be higher. You have the ox, whose way of killing is kill him systematically, right? Walks around with this long ass saber. Is pretty dope when he gets into his fights. Tiger, she discovered her ability for drunken fists and martial arts, like after a night of like over drinking, and she found out she had this ability. Things like that. I do like the one character, and it kind of sucks when you watch it, but when you watch it, you'll find out why. The boar, her dad won it the previous year, and he was going to nominate, I believe, his oldest daughter or one of his other daughters to be in the tournament, but the other sister was very jealous of that, and for I don't know how she did it, talked her other sister into you know, unaliving herself, so then she would default and have to be into it. So her goal is to like very, very her goal was to like win it, and her wish was to have like 2.5 million men servants. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh,
uh very
wow.
Okay,
yeah,
mommy.
she was like,
Whoa.
I know what I want. And
She's
I
like,
want
what's her face from A Comic Got Killed?
oh, I
Hold
know
her
you.
hair.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's dope. It's one of those where you watch it and you're like, I wish it was more fleshed out instead of 12 kind of 25-minute episodes, right?
Yeah.
I was looking at let me bring this up, like some of the let me remove this from the stage, but some of the animation or the illustrations from the manga. Share this tab instead.
I just listened to the opening. It's a pretty sick song.
Yeah, it is. So it's 4 volumes, right? So this is the cover art for
Mm.
volume 1. So you have chicken here, you have boar here, a couple of the other ones, right? But the illustration in the manga, man, you're looking at this, it's like amazing. So it does translate well to the
Nice.
let me share this tab instead, because yeah, so I just looked, I'm like, you're not even looking at the right one. So
That's really beautiful.
the
Yeah,
animation
that's
it's
gorgeous. Oh
over.
my gosh.
The illustrations translate very well over to the animation, and Kampachi said it, it's worth a watch for certain action scenes for sure. Some of the ways that they fight when they meet up, some characters, they do seem like they're the underdogs, but then one of the things I like, using strategy, using some tactics and stuff to like overcome when it's a obvious overpower moment, right? So it's one of those things you check it out. You're like, oh, that was good. It ends. The ending is kind of meh, when you see who wins and what they like. Apparently, this Boston Bastard Brigade gave this a 4 point. What was that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4.5 stars, 4.5 stars for that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just something to check out. I know it's on Crunchyroll. Quick watch. And then if you want more, background, I don't know how much world building it is. I didn't read the prequel one, the One Wish. What was it called? Um, the One Wish that must be granted, and the 99 that can be done without. I don't know if that will add more to, you know what I'm saying, the lore to make the show more interesting. But for a quick watch, it'll take about 5 hours out of your day to knock all 12 episodes out. So
Yeah, that's not bad.
yeah. Cool.
That's one sick day right there.
Yeah.
I just didn't feel.
I guess I'll watch these people kill each other.
Yeah, make me feel better. Got to heal up.
Yeah. So what do you have, Jackie, for your second one?
So the next one that I want to talk about is the one that I should have never watched when I was a kid, but I watched it, and the first episode haunted me for the longest time.
Uh-oh.
But that would be oops.
No, it's all good.
1 second. Let me add it. There we go. It's gonna be Elfin Lied. So this one I would say is more shocking gore than scary, depending on who you are and what your sensitivities are. When I was a kid, it was very shocking, and I was like, "What the heck is going on?" And it was pretty crazy. But the whole premise is essentially about this young girl, or really it's around this company that is essentially doing experiments, illegal experiments on people. And unfortunately, Lucy, which is the main character, she was one of the victims to these experiments. And in the very first episode, which is one of the most iconic episodes, she's like, F this, like, I'm tired of being trapped here. And she just like uses her powers to just rid the entire building of people. And what I mean by like rid the entire building of people, I mean literally dismembering people like across the entire spectrum until there's like just body parts everywhere. And I'm not even like I'm not even over exaggerating. Like the anime is just straight up doing that. And it was on Adult Swim, but and this one is one of the ones where it's like psychological horror. So it's more psychological than anything. The horror part is really where you get all the gore and stuff, but there's a lot of sci-fi tragedy, of course, and there's drama surrounding it with like this main character. And once she breaks out, it goes into this like normalcy almost, where she then now is like kind of a young child, kind of, because she switches
Life
back and forth.
experience,
Yeah, where she's like, it's like she's got a split personality where she's this cute, like just wants to be loved and have these friends, but she's so messed up in the head that she will switch to this like dark evil side of her, that the facial expression, everything will change, and she'll just start killing people again. And like one of the ones that one of the manga panels I wanted to show specifically was this one, where she can't even like control some of her powers too. Like throughout the series, you'll see it, and she's bouncing back and forth between this like killer and not, and like everyone's just getting dismembered from like the waist up, and they're just gone. It's a pretty insane anime. Again, like when I was a kid, I didn't really like pay attention to the story. So this is one of those ones where like as an adult I want to rewatch. But Studio Arms is the studio that animated it, which they're known for graphic animation, really horror, ecchi, mature themed anime. One of the things with this, like in the very first episode, she's naked, like, and the only thing on her head is like this helmet that's supposed to like help her control her powers or something. She's attached with all these tubes, but she breaks out of that and she's just walking around naked AF and just like killing people. Like it's just wild.
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to shoot her with their guns, and it's like almost like a shit, what's that movie series called? The Matrix. Instead of like her backing away though and then going past her, she's just sitting there and they're all stopping in front of her because it's really like telekinesis. It's these fake like invisible arms basically that are just like
Vectors, yeah.
stopping. Yeah, they stop
Yeah,
all.
she like can project this. Yeah, it's yeah.
Yeah, and there's a lot of twists too that happen later on, especially with her backstory, and then you find out like how this company came to be. It's really fucked up. That's where the psychological piece comes into play, and with all and there's kids involved, which gets like even more so. Um, the opening song, it's kind of like it reminds me a little bit of Attack on Titan, where Attack on Titan, all their songs are like choir esque, and then like as you're like, "Oh, yeah, this is cool," and, like, choir's sick, and, like, it's, like, one of the most tragic things ever, like, the opening song for this is also a choir type, uh, opening, and it's pretty horrific. Um, the art style is it's, again, like a 2000 early 2000s, type anime, so you're gonna have that, older style animation. The manga isn't it's not like beautifully drawn. I will say that. When I was looking
It's
at a lot of the
pretty.
panels, it's just graphic. That's all it
Yeah,
is. In the manga, like they actually draw like in the anime, you she just looks like a Barbie doll, but like in the
yeah,
manga, they will be more graphic with like her being naked and stuff.
yeah. That's the thing
Um,
too. If people want to watch it, it's not like you don't have to worry with the nudity. It's not presented like
yeah, it's not like for you to get a hard on, and I
yeah.
hope
It's
you're
not.
not.
It's not in a. It's not put in a sexual context throughout
Mm-mm.
the series
Yeah.
No, she's
or
just
being
like
nude. So
she's
it's
just been abused, she's been experimented on, and now she's like, "I'm killing all these people." So, um, it's sick. I mean, it's older style too, like, but like just really great. And um, there's a lot of raw emotional horror too, like not characters that you're attached to. It's just like the shock value of what happens and
yeah.
stuff.
That's
And
true.
then I will say that like some of the weaknesses that some people like talked about is pacing issues again for this. And then there's like character underdevelopment for a lot of secondary roles um besides the main character. And then some I guess there's like this huge debate over like which I think is actually stupid, but, people were like, "Oh, all these, like, gratuitous scenes versus story necessities, so, like, did it have to be that graphic, or did you have to do all of this? Is that really necessary for the story?" And some people kinda complained about that, but, um, it's good, like, it deals with trauma, vengeance, bittersweet attempts at connection, it's shocking, graphic, and just emotionally heavy, and,
It is.
I
As it developed, and that's where I think like where people may have complained about the pacing, it it does have a very emotional tone, especially towards the end as you're reaching the climax of the series. And I think some of that pacing, the slowdown that happens, is to try to give a little bit more depth to the character, so it's not like so those emotional moments do have an impact. Because
Mhm.
otherwise, you're like, I didn't know about that person anyway, really.
Yeah.
So
If you have an Amazon Prime account, it's free on Amazon
mhm.
Prime. I just looked it
Okay.
up. Yeah, it's got 1 season. It came out in 2004 is when it came out. It has a 7.8 out of 10 on
Yeah.
IMDb, so it has a decent rating, and then the total number of episodes is 13.
Yeah, it's not.
That's
It's
it.
it's an easy watch, and it's yeah. Actually, at the end, I wished it would keep going. I was
Yeah.
hoping that there's more to it. So
Yeah, I
I
don't know how many volumes the manga has. Let me see if I wrote it down on here. I can't remember. Hold on. It didn't win any awards, but it is frequently listed among influential or controversial titles.
mhm.
Um, but other than that, like it's just known as like an iconic because that first episode just shocked everybody.
Yeah,
And it was a big deal back in the day.
yeah. The
But
violence and the nudity was huge. I mean,
yeah,
especially it was on Adult Swim on Cartoon
it
Network. So
was.
you're like, wow, there, and I think that's where some of the controversy comes from, is that they're like, oh, well, lots of kids watch Cartoon Network, but Adult Swim was on at 1 a.m, or midnight or something. I'm like, if your kid's watching stuff at midnight, he could probably be watching a lot. He or she could be watching a lot worse than.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I did like about Adult Swim is like when the midnight block started and they're like, this is when anime starts coming on. They're not filtering that shit at all.
No.
It's
And
not
it's
like,
so filtered now.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that's the one thing I did like. So if that was your first time seeing it and you're checking out, you're pretty much seeing the
The
anime
real deal. Yeah.
scene. So shout out to them for doing that, especially back then, because that was like people were just like, yo, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
It wasn't on MTV or whatever. People were like, you can't put that on there.
Yeah.
It's only 12 volumes, so 4 books.
Right.
Is what it says, is what I read. 4 omnibus volumes for the English release. The original Japanese release was 12 volumes, and then the English one came out with 4 books, I guess, or 4 volumes with everything. You can get it on Kindle, whatever. But so it looks like the anime didn't. There was no continuing. It just was that was the story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
but it was like I said, I like the characters and the story itself. So at the end, that kind of lets me know that it was good, as if I would have liked to have watched more. If at the end I'm just like, oh, that was really good and done, that's cool too. But if at the end I'm like, what? Then it wasn't probably a very good show. It's like, what the?
But yeah, that's my one. Like I thought it was sick. I want to watch it again as an adult just to see it again. And for those of us that like really like shocking stuff, I think it'd be a really cool one to watch. And it's only 13 episodes, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope. I like that. I'll check that out as long as I gotta
No
pay
kids.
extra for it.
Oh yeah, and make sure the kids aren't around because it's pretty messed up.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
at this point, they know, like, when dad's watching anime, like, I'll let you know if it's cool for you to watch. This
Oh
ain't
yeah.
so get out of here,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was one of those ones where like it came on it was like 11 o'clock at night, and I was like, "What is this?" It was so insane. Me and my brother were sitting there next to each other. We're like, "Whoa!" And, like there's blood everywhere. It was so crazy.
Yeah, my nephew's the one that told me about this. I hadn't watched it or anything, and he told me about it while he was visiting my parents. So we're sitting there, and I was like, "Oh wow, that's pretty cool." And then he put it on, and my dad saw it.
Uh,
So yeah, know your audience. Of course, Grandpa probably wasn't very happy looking at his grandson, going, "This is what you're watching at night." But I mean, as the story goes on, you learn the nudity portion is not what people initially think it
fan
is.
service nudity.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
people
like the
think-
Titans on
people
Attack on
watch
Titan.
anime
They're
and
running
they see
around
them
naked, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
not-
you're like, "Oh, why are you watching that hentai?" It's like, bro, it's not hentai, right?
yeah, it's not. So
All right, EJ, what you got, man?
all right, I wanted to ask: Are we talking about Hikaru? The summer Hikaru died as a group. Okay,
You can.
because
I
I wasn't sure.
I have not finished it yet.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
Feel free to talk
have you
about
finished
it.
it,
I'm
Jackie?
gonna watch it anyway.
I finished it.
Okay. All right. So that was going to be one of my recommendations, but I wasn't sure if we were going to actually get a chance to talk with our friend from Nightmares and Nerdscapes about that, because he sounded like he really wanted to. So maybe in a future episode.
We
But
could do a full breakdown of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But this was one of my picks, and as far as saying it's horror, it would be a stretch. It's not a horror; it's more psychological and suspense. There are
I don't know,
parts
man.
that
I was
are-
freaked out on some parts.
yeah,
Like,
some
I
of the
actually was going,
otherworldly
like,
stuff.
the-
Yeah, be it the supernatural, but especially the entity that becomes Hikaru.
Yeah.
When you're watching the series, does some things physically that would, make some of us like, oh, whoa, that's kind of gross. But as far as it's not gory, so you're not looking at anything like Demon City, which is a very old, violent, dark anime. But in that one, you're getting people butchered left and right, like body parts, and they'd go into serious detail back then. But this isn't gory on that level. There are parts that are uncomfortable or disturbing, I guess would be a good way to call it. So not necessarily horror, but it is on the darker side. It's very story oriented. There's little to no action, but what you're watching it for is basically the build up between the main character and this entity that's replaced his friend. So as the story goes, it's about high school kids, and Hikaru is the best friend of the main character, and he during this summer on a trip during the summer before they took a trip into the mountains, which is something commonly done in this village that's kind of like on a rural area of Japan. And during that trip, Hikaru dies, and he is replaced by a entity. And I keep saying entity because I don't want to say spirit and I don't want to say alien. And the reason I don't say either of that is because if you watch it, some of the story will, you'll make your decision as far as how that goes. So I would say that, and then the story from there on is how to live, like how to deal with this situation. His best friend is now an entity from, who knows where, an alternate dimension, the afterlife, we're not sure. But the creature knows that he knows, and you're watching this all unfold. And to what levels does someone miss their friend and is willing to accept a substitute, even if it's not the real thing? But the art is done very well. The voice acting is great. I feel like the story writing is where this really shines. So, and I believe that's because it pulls on some superstitions of the culture. So you get to see some of the things as far as superstition or spiritual beliefs and that, and then the characters and stuff. Their dialogue with each other, I think, is the part that I thought was written well. So the interactions of everybody, be it the main character, the entity itself, other people in town, it's done very well. It's you can watch it on Netflix now, and I think Crunchyroll has it too, I believe.
No, I think only Netflix.
Oh, this is the Netflix. Okay, this is the Netflix exclusive. Okay. I would expect it to probably go to other platforms. I'm not sure if it'll have another season. And the only thing I could say there is just watch it yourself, Jackie, if you have some input on that, or as far as
I used to never like horror animes. I know we were like talking about some of the ones I watched, which was like the fantasy horror, because like when you put fantasy in something, if there's horror with it, it's not scary. You just have like dark elements to it. So I would like that stuff. The Elfin Lie doesn't count. I was just a child watching like TV too late. So
some of that can be shockingly,
But what's really cool about horror anime, I feel like horror anime is making a comeback right now, and they're doing a lot of cool stuff. And what they did with this one is so weird and creepy, and it just has you going like, what is happening? I felt like every single episode so far of like, why is he doing that? Oh my god, what is going on? You get kind of weirded out as it goes on. You like learn a little bit more, and it gets a little bit more like what's the word I'm looking for? Not solidified of like what the person is or what's happening. It's just like, okay, you're getting an idea of like where this might be going, kind of. But it's still taking you on this like ride of like, but I still don't know like what direction this is going in. The otherworldly entities, I will say, creeped me the hell out. Like I was so uncomfortable with those, but I'm also a pansy when it comes to horror. things.
Well, you're right
Um,
though. They did a good job presenting like the other supernatural.
yeah, when they went through the forest,
Yes.
like I was freaking out. I was
Yeah.
legit freaking out even before anything
And I mean,
happened.
to
I
me,
was like, I don't
the
like
tension was already high because you had just gotten to the point where you're like, okay, Hikaru knows that I know, the main character knows, and it's very awkward at this time because in town, a woman was discovered dead in her home. That was directly after an incident to where both the characters were involved, seeing this old hermit woman or whatever, and this walk through the woods, you're kind of already tense because you're like, is Hikaru going to take him out? Like, I don't know. It was one of those. And then out of nowhere, the other supernatural situation happens, and you're just caught off guard immediately. You're just like, wow. It's not
Yeah.
scary in the like jump scare, but it's like a whoa, I wasn't even expecting that kind of scary. It's like,
Yeah, no, the only that's my biggest input is it's just like it's not super scary, but it is uncomfortable. And what I mean by uncomfortable, it's just like you're just like, oh gosh, what's gonna happen? What's happening? Some people might be a little squeamish maybe for some of the things that happen, which I totally get. But it's perfect. I think it like was the perfect blend of like there's horror, specific horror things with a little bit of like that psychological for sure. Definitely psychological to just like weird to like
yeah,
I think it's awesome. So if no one's seen it, please like watch it. The opening's fire. The art style's gorgeous. Like even just looking at this picture, like with the
yeah.
colors too, that they
And the
blended, I think
detail, like
is awesome.
some of this, like if you've ever been to the rural countryside in Japan, they capture it in this perfectly, like the sound, like you hear, the insects, they convey that rural heat, dead of summer there, which is, it could be really hard to tolerate. But I mean, they convey everything to where it feels really real. I mean, they bring it to life, and that's with the art and the sound and everything. So I agree, Jackie. It's beautiful art, even down to like little things that the main character's taking notice of or may just stare off at. They do a great job. It could be something insignificant in the background or something like there's a portion where they're watching ants on the ground, and
Thanks, Willie.
they do a great job bringing it to the screen. Oh
No,
no!
you're fine. You're fine. I was just gonna share like that the still that you had up, the manga illustration of it.
Oh hey,
Oh yeah,
I
okay.
see it. Okay,
Let me
cool.
share this tab instead.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's totally different.
yeah. It is a little more freaky, is what I heard in the as far as the manga goes.
Yeah. So
Whoa.
I mean, it's good. I love when the anime adaptation, they do go to the source material and they see like the iconic frames where something like that, and they're like, we have to make sure we capture that in the anime. So you look at
Yeah.
that and you go to the, you know what I'm saying? So
I
it's,
mean, to be honest, like, yeah, the manga panel's way better. What the
Yeah.
hell?
Yeah, but I mean, it's still. I mean, it's still they did really good job. But
Oh, yeah.
of course,
Oh,
the
Yeah. But no, I like that you put that to show it makes me want to read it even
Yeah.
more to see that art style and just like how they capture it in the manga originally versus what the anime showed. Now that makes me kind of even more scared to read it because I was scared some of the things in the anime.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
gonna lie.
I'm
I
telling
know
you,
you're not.
the tension builds in some of those episodes, and it's still, and to me, it's I'm not sure if there's going to be a second season, like I said, but it leaves unanswered questions in the end and definite possibilities. So you're kind of it comes at a where I feel like they're at an impasse on these two characters, and to leave it completely like that, I'm hoping that they can at least maybe wrap it up. But we were talking about Netflix, I don't know.
36 chapters in the manga. Do you
Yeah.
feel the was it 12 episode? How many episodes on Netflix?
Yeah, it's 12, right?
I'm looking it up. I didn't do the research on this.
No, it's fine,
bad.
but yeah, it's only 36 chapters to it, so it doesn't look like it's an
Yeah,
ongoing
12.
thing.
Maybe they covered the whole thing. It just
yeah, I'm
That
sitting
doesn't
there.
make any sense.
I don't see if it's an ongoing. It does say a second season has been announced.
oh
Yeah, that I was tracking. So
I
because the
didn't.
way they ended it, that's
Yeah,
not how you end.
yeah. 'Cause
It's like that's not what you
that's not how you do it.
If that's how they ended, I would be pissed. Like,
Yeah, because it leaves
I
it.
would
You
bring my rating down for this anime like down so much.
yeah.
It also says that the manga is ongoing. So
Okay.
I guess
It's
the
from
story is-
2021 or something, right? The manga.
Yeah, from August 31st, 2021 to present. So it hasn't.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
that's
Cool,
dope,
cool.
man. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool to hear that. I can't wait to finish it, and then knowing that more is coming. So when the first season ends, I'm not like, what the fuck, like
Yeah.
this.
Well,
Odd.
you haven't finished it, so how are you feeling? How are you now also feeling so far about it?
I like it, and it's. I don't want to say it's a palate cleanser, but it's a change of pace. You're sitting there watching final season of My Hero. You just
Yeah.
finished Dan Kaiju Number. Like we talked about the summer anime. So
Yeah.
I think coming to Netflix is like my change of pace. Like the main hitters I watch, they're usually all on Crunchyroll. I come to Netflix, I'm watching Delicious in Dungeon. I'm watching Summer Hikaru Dai. I'm watching Moonrise. The off ones that
Yeah.
Crunchyroll isn't pushing and throwing in your face. So I do appreciate that about Netflix. They do I would say they kind of try to stay away from the big shonen one because I think they
Yeah.
feel like Crunchyroll does have a chokehold on that. But I do appreciate the fact that they're trying to bring things over, like they are bringing over Demon Slayer and stuff to give people the opportunity. Like, hey, you already got a Netflix. You don't need to pay for another streaming service. We got those
Yeah.
things here too. But the Netflix exclusives, like we talked about, I do like the fact that they're over here on Netflix, and it's a change of pace for me. But again, I always like to look at the animation, the studio, how they're doing, because I always like to give them a little bit of credit when you're paying homage to the actual manga and you're looking at those panels and iconic panels, and you're just like, we have to make sure that we
Absolutely. Yeah.
include that in the anime.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
'Cause
makes
I
a
think
big
that's
difference.
sometimes feel because you see that in the manga, and you're just like, I need to see this emotion. I need to see
Yeah.
this over here. And that one scene right there, like that was my first time seeing it in the manga. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
that gives me a little bit more confidence moving forward watching
Yeah.
the anime, knowing that
It makes
they're
you feel like they care about the
Yeah.
subject matter,
Yeah.
the
Well,
source
this
material.
is also, I think when we talked about it last time, this is the studio Side Games Pictures, which they're a newer studio. So they usually do like the phone games in Japan, like it's more
Yeah.
video game type animation. So
okay.
this was like their first time really doing like a anime like this.
Shout out
Um yeah, they didn't do a bad job. I thought the
No.
colors and everything, we've seen in the past where like studios will, like you said, Willie, take manga panels or iconic scenes in manga and
right.
completely F it away. The manga panel that you showed is different, but at the same time, like even what they showed in the
Put your
anime,
interpretation to it,
Yeah.
right? It's
Yeah.
not so drastically different where you're like, what the fuck is this?
yeah,
But
yeah,
it's
yeah,
not like a one for one. You don't
Yeah.
always
right,
a one for one,
yeah,
So I do appreciate that. And for it to be a newer studio and to understand, hey, there's fans of this IP, let's do right by it. And because it's an ongoing thing, so you do have the possibility to continue to create the anime adaptation of it and build a fan base around it, which I think it is. I don't dive too far into Reddit, but there's a very dedicated fan base to this story. So
oh
Yeah.
really, oh, nice,
Yeah, and there's groups that are I've seen it too. They're like coming up with theories and stuff as far as what they
Yeah.
think and how things came to be. And I mean, it goes all the way in the spectrum from, UFOs to other dimensions to ghosts. So, in that way that's why I said that it's good if you watch it, you can at this point you'll be where everybody else is and you can look at it and come up with your own theory as far as what's going on.
right. So my second one, hear me out. We've joked about this one, and and it's a good time. And you alluded to it in the chat, EJ. Like, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand, and I want you to know that I'm totally serious when I say you should check this anime out. And it's High School of the Dead. There is an iconic scene from it where people watch it and they're just like, "Get out of here!" You know,
It's fan service to a
We
different
literally talked about it. And
yeah.
like
There's
2
there's a
episodes
whole
ago.
there's a
Yeah.
whole scene in it where you're just like, "Oh my god, this is what we're doing, right?"
Yeah.
But
I mean, look at their tits in this picture. You can't tell me that you don't already know what this is going to
You-
be about.
What?
here's
What
the
do
thing.
you mean,
Here's the
Jackie?
Here's the thing: two things can be true at the same time.
Yeah.
Is it
It's a good
overly
it's
fan
a good anime.
Is it overly 1,000% overly
Yes.
fan service? 1,000,000%. But the actual world building, the actual threat that these kids are trying to survive is
So
100% legit. Like,
Yeah.
these zombies aren't fucking around. When you see them in the first few episodes doing all of this shit, you're just like, these kids are fucked, you know.
Yeah.
But then they come together and they start moving forward. I like the one dude that's a nerd, 100%, like just an incel, but he knows so much about guns. My man is just like,
Yeah.
he's telling them this about guns. You got the nurse rolling with him. You got the one student that's like I think, what is it, a kendo or whatever, like fencing, but she's
Yeah.
not
Yep.
the swords. And it's I feel like this could have been so much better. But the oh, I'm sorry, let me give you guys some background. It's a anime that's based on a manga that was written by Daisuke Sato, and he passed away, so he was unable to finish the story. So when you're looking at it,
R.I.P.
60 chapters were done, 12 episodes, so you're figuring about 5 chapters per episode, and we're not going to get the finish. Like, it ends after 12 episodes. People are like, well, what the fuck? Like, I don't think people look into why
Yeah.
why it's not continuing. They just look at it like this is a quick cash grab on some people who want to see boobs and ass and you know, all that other stuff, right? The
Yeah.
story is good. The premise is good. Probably one of the better
Zombie.
Yeah.
zombie themed anime or manga stories that are out there. I haven't read them all, but to me, you know, you're looking at obviously Kabanari, you know,
Yeah. But even Kabanari was like almost like an Attack on Titan ripoff.
yeah, you know, it's one of those where you're looking at it like, I feel like if, you know, Sato was still here, was able to finish what his vision was for this, it probably wouldn't be looked at as, you know, like as bad as it is. Like, when I tell people like I enjoyed this anime, they look at me kind of side-eyed. Like, the story, like, I'm watching it and I'm invested. Like, I want them to win. I want them to survive. I'm not tuning in to see TNA. You know, if it's thrown in there, I'm not gonna I watch, but like, I know the grand scheme of the situation. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's
Yeah.
one of those where if you look at
I think if I remember last time I saw it, that one scene was the worst of it. I think if I remember correctly.
there's that was
I
the
can't
most
remember.
that was the most outrageous one, because there's no
That
way
one was,
you're
yeah.
shooting a 50 cal and nobody's dodging the bullet from a 50 cal with the timing
She
like
just
that.
does a cartwheel and
No,
Wait.
the
she
bullet
just throws-
goes through
she
her
just
fucking
throws
legs.
the
You
jiggle,
know,
you know, the
yeah.
the jiggle,
It's
the thing,
funniest
and
shit.
it goes in between her breast. It goes, I'm just like, there's no way. Like, we know what you drew that in there for, and it worked. You know, it worked. It went viral. People are like, what's the sauce? You know, you put the clip
Yeah.
on anything, people are in the comments, sauce. Give me the sauce.
Yeah.
Where's this thing coming from?
Yeah.
But I do want to show, like, it is gory. You know what I'm saying?
It
Like,
is, yeah.
shit
It's
is like,
crazy.
it's not like a high school D&D, which
No.
I feel is fan service around the PG-13 type stuff. Like, it gets close to like etchy, but there's no gore. Like,
Mhm.
this is etchy and it's like goddamn, like this, you just cut this broad straight down in half, and blood is
Yeah.
squirting. Like it's
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it
crazy.
does. I mean,
That's why I think even when that because I used to hate fan service, etchy, hair, like all that stuff, and
oh
then
yeah,
but then like everything else that came with this show, I was like, holy shit, though, like this
yeah.
show is so
The detail
crazy.
too, like the detail on the art. I mean, like to me, the cars, the guns, all the mechanical stuff, it almost looks like, I mean, the realism is incredible.
I mean the sound
the
design,
de-
like
yeah.
it is legit. Like I tell people, like, hear me out. Like the intro is fire. Like it stays in my gym workout playlist, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
The animation's amazing. It's people that you just got to understand. Like fan service is fan. Like if it's thrown in, it's thrown in.
Yeah.
Just because fan service is in there doesn't mean it's a cheap, horribly told
Yeah.
story. There's
And I
like
mean,
because there's shows like that continue, and they do long runs like Fairy
yeah.
Tale. Like Fairy Tale is
But I
like
mean,
one of the longest running animes out there. Fan service left and right. It doesn't mean it's just like there's a legit story there, and there's fans that are dedicated to it. You know?
yeah, we're talking about high school kids. They are all, I mean, the characters, and I mean this just kind of like this. Of course, and we're talking about high school kids,
Uh-huh.
high levels of hormones and everything going on. They act like high school kids in the series.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of that fan service
Yeah, that's
is
shit.
examples of probably what all the high school boys, if they were literally there, it's realistic. That's what they'd be looking at.
100%. You're just like, well, what the like
Yeah.
this seems to make sense. Like it's I don't know. Like people just get hung up on the wrong thing. They see one thing and they think it's
They did
cool.
the same thing with Chainsaw Man. A lot of people were like,
Be
"Oh, he's
like-
a perv." I'm like,
No, it's just the cool thing to just be like, oh, I don't watch it because it's fan. I don't want people to think that I watch
yeah,
hentai or I watch, and it's just kick rocks, bro. Like
yeah,
I'm telling you, this shit is dope, and I want you to believe me because it is dope.
yeah.
You
It
just- you
is
just gotta-
some of the
you
best
just gotta watch
like,
through it.
action
Like
sequences.
those things pop up, you're just like, okay, that was over the top. But what's the next scene?
Yeah.
You just get hung up on that one thing, like, oh my god, this is what you're watching. Like Jackie said, people just come in at the wrong time,
Yeah.
and be like, Jesus Christ, this is what you love. This is what you've been watching down here.
Like
Yes,
I can
it
suffer
is.
through.
What
I
do
can
you have
suffer
to say about
through,
it?
Yes,
You
Let
know,
me look at your
30
search history.
seconds.
What are you looking up?
30 seconds to 2 minutes I can suffer through of whatever's going on. I mean, I've suffered through sitting 2 to 3 episodes before someone even punches anyone in Dragon Ball. So I think I can handle giving a minute of fan service, the fly on there. Like go dude, I'm cool.
I do remember though when I was younger and I did watch this the first time I watched it, I thought it was so sick that he used her tits as a
to balance the
yeah.
to
I'm not gonna
the-
lie, like I thought that was so sick. The other stuff was just
Like, look
funny,
at
but
this.
I
My
was
man
just like,
just
hell
got a
yeah,
hold
dude,
somebody,
use those
you know?
things.
Man got a hold of somebody, right?
Yeah, that's
It's
so
just
crazy.
like,
I mean, come on.
this
Yeah,
shit
it was.
is-
I mean,
look at this
well,
art.
and the art style is pretty sick.
Yeah. It is. It's why I'm like, if I know it's used as a punchline because of the memes and all that stuff, but man, the art and everything, it's well done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just wish we were able to see this story all the way through.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
all I'm upset about. It's tough. We're not going to see it. There's no word on if anybody's going to pick it up or if anybody was working with it and knew what his vision was
It's
for
been
it.
a long time.
So yeah, it's not coming back. It's just going to go down in history as being one of these lumped in with high school D&D and all these super fan service ones, which sucks because I don't know the guy, but I'm pretty sure he had a
story.
Story
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
we're not gonna see, and it sucks that
That is.
that's my number. That's my second one. High School of the Dead. Check it out. Crunchyroll.
Cool.
No.
Make sure your kids are.
Yeah, I don't have kids around. That's funny.
All right, Jackie, what's your third one?
So I can do. I know that like EJ, you probably want to talk about whether it's Tokyo Ghoul or Parasite, or actually, Will, you probably want to talk about Tokyo Ghoul, and
Nope.
EJ, you probably want to talk about Parasite.
I'd love to talk about Parasite. Yeah, it's great.
So what I'm going to talk about is I didn't watch them, so I have it on there, but I want to talk about one that I haven't watched, but
Okay.
I want to watch really bad, and I've been wanting to watch it. And it's
Mhm.
called Miruko-chan. And it's basically about this girl who she's just this normal like teenage girl, but she has all these like this is one example of one of the creepy ghosts that are just like around her, these like evil spirits that haunt her, and she can't do anything about it, and they're like around animals and her friends. And from what I've heard is there is some scenes in here that are actually like really scary and pretty creepy, like even like just like immediate, like they just pop up out of nowhere. But there's comedy with it too, because it's like her uncomfortable reaction to like all these things that she can see, but she can't do anything about it.
Mm.
So sorry, let me get to my notes so I can tell you guys about it. I've been wanting to watch this for so long, and I just have continuously forgot about it. And then we brought this up, and I was like, I have to watch this. It's on Crunchyroll, so you can watch it. It just came out in 2021. Yes, 2021. So Studio Passione. Um, they're known for animes such as Citrus and Fate. That's really it. So
Mm.
haven't really made any bigger animes. Um, but it's horror comedy, supernatural, slice of life elements. And it's basically about this girl who can suddenly see horrifying spirits and ghosts everywhere, but she tries to ignore them, or she tries to pretend that she doesn't see them in order to preserve her daily life or everyday life. She endures escalating supernatural weirdness while maintaining composure and fear. So it does get like later on in the series, there is some complications and things that do happen. Um, but, a lot of people say that the contrast between her being like a cute character and then all these grotesque spirits, there is like really good. There's good timing of scares versus comedic relief. Some viewers felt like the horror sequences were effective because they are short bursts rather than like drawn out gore. So it's like quick. And you're not expecting it. Like you're dealing with like something probably really nice, and now all of a sudden this like super horrific spirit just like comes out of nowhere, and she has to deal with that. Um the manga only has 13 volumes. It was nominated as a notable recognition, so it's not like anything crazy, but I just thought this was a cool kind of a interesting spin on horror, because we talk about Dandadan a lot, and I think Dandadan, I don't know if that's considered horror. I have to look if that's a genre of it, but it's definitely supernatural comedy, and there is creepy things in Dandadan. But this is like, even looking at this specific picture, I'm like, that is so terrifying. And there's if you look up other pictures of this, like I am like, I don't even know, I'm nervous to watch it, but
The art looks
I'm
good though.
excited because I wanna see what they're gonna do and what it's
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's new, so, it not new, but, like, it's newer, came out in 2021, and yeah, it's just her, like, she doesn't wanna deal with these ghosts, and she's so tired of it, um, and she just wants them to go away, but she can't get them to go away, so it's just her navigating that and dealing with it, and it looks really, really creepy, and I've heard a lot of good things about it. It did get nominated in the Next Manga Awards digital category in 2019. It was 10th out of 50 nominees. And it did say that like with the blend of everyday high school life plus horror was like really good too. So, um, I don't know. Whenever I decide to finally sit down and watch it, I'll let you guys know. Because I really do want to. I've been like when it first came out back in 2021, I added it to my list immediately because like I told you guys, I've been wanting to get into horror. I'm scared. Um, So this year I've been more brave about it, so I think I'm gonna do it, but I'm nervous because they do say there's, like, jump scares in it, and I'm, like, kinda scared. I'm kinda scared.
Just
But
pace
yeah,
yourself through it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it looks fun.
If it gets too scary, just take a
Gotta
break.
watch it on Saturdays at 2 p.m. or something. Blinds open, all of that good stuff,
Yeah.
man.
I do want to say another quick one, because I don't think we're gonna talk about it, but it just should be a notable mention really
Oh
quick
yeah.
is the horror called Another. If anyone's ever heard that one, I haven't watched it. It's also on my list to watch,
Uh-huh.
but a lot of people say that's like one of more iconic horrors.
Yeah, I've never seen it, but I have added it before. I don't know which watch list, but I've added it before because it sounded interesting.
That's one of the ones where like it's not supernatural horror or horror fantasy. Like it's horror is by itself in the genre. And I've heard from other people it's actually really scary.
Cool.
It's really suspenseful, tense, all that stuff.
Add it to the list.
To the
Said
list.
Another.
Okay.
Yeah, that you'll see it. It's a chick with like a I don't know if it's the same chick that I see some people cosplay as, but she has a bandage over her eye. I think there's another anime where there's a girl with a bandage over her eye, but in another, this girl has a bandage over her eye, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I just Googled it.
Yep. Yeah, she gets cosplayed a lot.
I have seen people cosplays. Okay.
Yeah. So this is actually a very popular anime, and a lot of people in the horror like realm of animes have like
Yeah.
talked about this. I just refused to watch it because I was scared. So
Hey,
Jackie, you're in your 30s now. It's time to
yeah.
embrace it.
Time to buy a nightlight and just tough it
This is
out.
coming from a
when
guy
Steven,
who
when
was
Steven
in an escape room today, and it was like a horror themed one.
oh
Yeah.
no.
Bro, every little random pop little jump thing, bro. I was like, ah! I can't fucking do them either.
Listen,
But
did
you
you
know.
guys watch Sinners?
Yes.
So you know how the scene where like the rattlesnake came out of nowhere in that trunk of the truck?
Yeah.
The remote flew out of my hand. I screamed so loud. So just to give you an idea of just like how affected I am by shit like
By jump scares. Jesus Christ.
so bad. Dude, I was so bad. This is why I would love to. So many people wanted me to do like a Twitch stream and like make that a thing that I do of like horror games. And I was like, I cannot do that. Like that would
Oh no.
I think I would start crying. And yeah, maybe you guys would think that's so entertaining, but I'm not.
It's bad for your heart.
Yes, I'm not doing that. And I can't play the game. I will literally go like this. I will not be able to do anything. I will go like this the whole time. So, but yeah. I have another one that I'll talk about later that I think is cool, but it's more of a future one that's coming out that I thought was cool. But yeah, I wanted to bring those two kind of up because I never saw them. I've always wanted to, but Miruku-chan, Steven watched it and he did say that it was good and he really liked it and I should watch it. And then same thing with Another. He watched it. He said it was good. And from other people I talked with, they did say Another's more serious though and more scary than Miruko-chan.
Mm.
Yeah.
What
But
you
that's
got?
it.
What you got for us, EJ?
Jackie, you already mentioned it. Parasite. It was from a manga, I believe, in the 95 or 96, I believe, is when the manga came out.
Yeah.
But the series, the anime was created in 2014, and it's let me tell you how long this. I've watched the whole thing twice because I enjoyed the story. It's basically alien invasion, mutation, coming of age kind of deal. Very sci-fi, more so than horror. It is body horror in certain parts, primarily because the alien life forms have to bond with a biological creature. And as you see in this picture here, Migi, the alien that becomes bonded with the primary character, his name is Shinichi, and Migi. If I can't remember, let me double check, but I'm pretty sure Migi is just hand. or
right
Yes,
hand
yeah,
or something like
his
that.
right hand, yeah.
okay. Sorry, need to brush up on my Japanese. But anyway, so basically, he calls himself the hand or his hand, but it's very coming of age for the primary character, and then and bonding between
Uh-huh.
the two. It's similar to like uh, I would compare it like the movie Venom.
That's exactly like a
You know,
symbiote type shit.
yeah, a
Yeah.
symbiote. They're gonna have to tough it out. So some of that leads to some funny parts, but this is very anchored in seriousness. I would say it's a little bit on the more adult side because there's not much opportunities for comic relief or fans. There, I can't even remember any fan service really for the series. There is a high level of gore, primarily because these creatures, once they become they bonded, they find their host or whatever. The mutations that go on from there are to make weapons out of their body. So very similar, like Dead Space, as far as like bringing bone and material out to fight with, to cut each other up, kind of deal. Can make blades, I guess, out of your body portions,
Yeah.
like Venom and Carnage and stuff. So those battles ensue, and it gets pretty bloody there. But a lot of the I think it does a good job in conveying fear, even though it's more of a sci-fi than horror. It conveys some fear pretty well because these creatures hide in their hosts.
In
So
plain sight.
yeah, so kind of not sure who the creatures are, but the Chinook can, because Migi can sense them. They can sense each other. And as it goes on, the bond between the two starts to show a growth, and like almost as if he's becoming enhanced himself, like a little bit more as you're watching it. He becomes less of the introverted kind of character as he is in the very beginning, or unsure of himself to the end. So I very much enjoyed the series. I know they made a live action version, similar or a carry on story
Yeah.
for Parasite. But and I heard that there is supposedly going to be more writing, but I haven't seen anything in that area because there is a huge fan base that would like to see more come out. And I think that's where you saw the thing, the Parasite, the Gray on Netflix, the live action that was made, was because there's a large fan following. So it's definitely a very good art. The action or the battle scenes are interesting, at least just to see how they fight. And like I said, very Venom Carnage style combat. But check it out. It's more on the sci-fi end, like I said, than horror, but it does have some good fear elements, especially when some of the creatures end up trying to track down the main character, or him go track down some of the creatures. That uncertainty before the fight, it's pretty good.
There was one part in the anime that had me in my feels. Like, obviously his mother passes away, and then she gets, a parasite, obviously gets her, and she comes home, and
Oh yeah,
he
it's
breaks
so
down.
messed
Like,
up.
Miggy is just like, yo, it's dangerous, that's a threat, and he doesn't react because he sees his mom, and then she like fucking zoop, and the whole thing. But I think that's the biggest part, is it's the fear that anybody can be one of these people, and they're like not just like regular parasites, like they're sentient beings, and they're just like, if we can inhabit the body of like political figures and stuff, like we can actually shape this world to where we can, live here. Like, we'll just make this our next planet type stuff.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a pretty good one. I did watch the live action, and obviously there's only so much you can do without breaking a budget when you're trying to CGI and make the effects that are done in the anime and in the manga in real world kind of live action stuff. So but I thought it was a pretty solid job. I think it's only about I don't even think it's that many episodes, 9 episodes on Netflix or something, about an hour each. So
the live action, yeah.
If you like that though, you'll definitely, you want some more along the same lines. The series is good, or vice versa. If you like the anime, check it out.
I like the fact that you can, if they're going all over the world, you can just go to different parts of the world and be like, this is
Yeah, this is how this happened. Yeah.
Because I know
Mm-hmm.
the anime was more focused on Japan. The live action was more focused in Korea.
Mm.
You can just do different countries and how they reacted to the parasite invasion on
Oh,
their.
that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's
That's-
opportunity, like I said, and there's a fan base. That's I think why the live action South Korean movie was made, is that there's a fan base out there. And Willie brings up a good point. There's an opportunity there for them to continue if someone picks that up, like, hey, I'm gonna continue that story. You could all over the place.
Yeah. But yeah, you're looking at, like, I shared some of the manga panels and stuff, and you can tell it's outdated. It's very old story,
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
it won awards. It won the
Yeah,
Kodansha
but some
Manga
of the
Award in
visual-
1993, won the Seiun
Yeah.
Award for Best Manga in 1996.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's story. The part that, like you said, the art in there is nothing phenomenal, but the story, and like you mentioned, that the tearjerker parts. There's also another part in the series, dealing with one of the creatures that doesn't want to. It just wants to survive.
Yeah.
It doesn't want to feed on anyone. It doesn't want to help take over the world. It just wants to be alive. And between the decision that we have to destroy because of a possible threat, that one's a pretty good one too. It's another episode where you're kind of like, oh man, that's tough, because you're going to have to destroy them just because the possibility or the likelihood that they could become a huge threat. But they want to live, so
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like too, like, the whole wrestling between, I think it's Shinichi was like, no, you cannot do that. Like, you can't just kill a human, or you can't do this, or you can't eat humans. And
yeah,
then he goes, but you guys eat all
all the
these
other
other
yeah,
things. Our
animals.
food source is this. So why is it okay? So I like that it explores all this, like, it makes you kind of think a little bit, like, yeah, you get it. Like, when we think of, like, killing humans or eating them, that's really messed up. Like, you don't want to do that. But um for them, they're an alien species that
yeah,
that is their food source.
You're
And
our cow.
yeah.
You're our
So,
chicken.
like,
No.
so it's just interesting to, like, those elements though. You're our chicken.
Yeah. Yeah, it's we're
But it's
higher on the
true,
food
yeah.
chain. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just interesting to think about, but because I think at one point, weren't they also, like, eating each other at one point?
they can,
Absorbing each other.
yeah,
Yeah, some of them would do that, which is carnivorous for us, but, like, it's just interesting when they talk about the theory of, like, life being precious versus how they view life and just surviving,
yeah,
essentially, for a species. And even there was times where, like, I was listening to, like, some of the speeches, of course, that Miki would say, and I'm just like, damn. Well,
yeah.
now I
And
don't.
it's
Now I don't
interesting
know.
because he gets to have that. Shniku gets to have that with Migi because their bonding situation was a mishap. It didn't go through the way it normally should have.
He threw the little tourniquet on so it could
Yeah.
all
So
that.
instead of being able to
Absorb.
lodge into the brain and take over completely, they have to share. So you get an interaction, and that's the kind of cool part of series two, is none of the other aliens have that level that those two have. They got to work together to make the body work, where they've taken over more like a puppet master on most of these other people.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, but yeah, I have to add some cool stuff to the story there.
That is a must watch for me. Like, if you are dabbling in that, you got to check that out. I believe it's only like 22, 23 maybe episodes.
Yeah, it's not very long.
It's a one and done, so it's not
Mhm.
like a continual thing. So just
It's
knock that out. And if you watch Agami, it's one of those like 22, 23 episodes, wrap it up, full story, move forward. Probably one of the better scenes I've seen in the anime is, when they see the other parasite across the building, and Miggy's like, "Yo, pick up this rock. I'm gonna launch this bitch like a
Yeah.
fucking sniper." Yo, that shit is pow. I was like, God damn.
Yeah, that shit was so sick.
That was sick, man. That was
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for my third kind of mixed review one, not a lot of people are talking about it. It's a anime over on Netflix. I don't know if they removed it yet. You know how Netflix does. It's called High Rise Invasion.
Mm.
Um, it was based on a novel written by I want to make sure I say this right. Sunia. I'm hoping Sunia Miura, and 60 or actually how many chapters this thing had? 258 chapters. However,
Oh,
only
wow.
12 episodes aired on Netflix, and it's one of those, maybe I don't know if they were doing a test sample to see if it stuck. I was excited to check it out. Anytime I see a brand new IP that I haven't heard about, I watched a trailer for it. One of those, hey, you just wake up and you're in this random world full of skyscrapers, bridges going across them. And if you die here, you die forever. One of those things. So you wake up, you don't know what the fuck's going on. Next thing you know, you start seeing strange people with these masks, and they're trying to kill you, right? And they're sniper masks, chainsaw masks. So it's like based on the weapon they have, that's the mask that you call them. And they're just out and about trying to kill everybody who doesn't have a mask. So it's not battle royale type stuff, but it's one of those where it's, as a viewer of this anime, I'm like, what in the fuck is going on? But at the same time, run from these people with the mask, right? You're rooting for them obviously to survive. So main character is Yuri, transported to a world full of skyscrapers, suspension bridges, like I talked about. She finds herself being hunted by mysterious figures with the mask. She discovers that her brother is also trapped in this world, so she's like, hey, let me find him, and hopefully we can figure out a way out of here. But as they go about trying to avoid the maniacs in the mask, they find other individuals who are trapped there. They form an alliance and they're trying to move forward to get out of here. So that premise alone, I'm just like, all right, I'm in. But again, it's one of those, this is a very niche. I don't want to say niche. Not a lot of people know about this, right?
Yeah.
So to just introduce this, there had to have been some buzz for it, right? It gets on Netflix, probably the first time the Western part of the world is checking this thing out. We see it, we check it out, 12 episodes. And it the way it ends, I don't think people were clamoring for a season 2. I would kind of like, I'm the person, like, I watched 12 episodes. I want to see this thing finish out, right? I know this isn't how it ends. I know there's a manga out there. Am I that invested in it to go and read the manga? No. And I don't know if that's justification for Netflix to be like, this didn't perform well, we're not going to do a second season. A second season has yet to be announced. And this thing, the last episode wrapped up February 25th, 2021. So if there's not another episode coming out now,
Yeah.
I think Netflix has said goodbye.
And I will say, like, when it first came out, when we were doing the original SNN podcast, like me and Tim, he watched it too, and we were just like, probably 6 episodes in, we're like, hey man, this is something dope. Like, I think this is something we should put on our radar. And as we finished it, it was just I feel bad. Like, I feel like I need to go and read the manga because I like the premise is kind of, I'm one of those people where, like, I just want to know how the fuck they teleported here. Like, what was the reasoning? What's the world building? I just have those questions, and I'm pretty sure I could just Google it and see. But like, if I could just support the author and the creator of this thing by like streaming or reading the manga somewhere, I'll do that. But I feel that it could have been something great. It could have been something great if you're into the scary. These people are out to kill them. They're trying to avoid it and hide.
Is it like The Purge, kind of?
Not so much The Purge, because they're not after each other. Like, it's not everybody out to survive and kill. I don't know why the masked people are killing them. Like, they start almost alluding to getting behind that and horrible pun, unmasking why the masked people are doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
But I mean, you only got 12 episodes of about,
Yeah, I feel like there's 30, a lot
So you're just like
unmask.
enough. Oh, I see what you did. Ah. So I feel bad because I feel like if again we talked about Netflix, if you allow things to flesh out, you know, maybe if you went with an original like 23 episode, 24 episode first season, it would work better instead of just giving us 12 episodes of especially something like this. You know what I'm saying? It's if this is how you're starting it, you gotta allow the anime to build the world and not expect people to run to the manga and know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
if your introduction to the Western world, the Western hemisphere to this IP is the anime, and you're just like, here's 12 episodes. They're not really feeling it. We're gonna like give us a little more. Give us 20 something episodes here, Netflix, and let us get a little bit more behind the scenes, and then we can, then do what you want to do. But to just give us 12 episodes of this and then just call it quits, and then knowing that there's so much more, 258 fucking chapters of this shit, right?
Yeah.
You're just giving us fucking 12 episodes.
Yeah, I read. I was like looking up the opening on YouTube, and the first like comment says, "I really need them to continue the series. They can't leave us on a cliffhanger like that. Damn."
Oh, Netflix does not give a fuck.
They don't. No,
You
they
can't
don't.
To us, Netflix, watch us.
Yeah.
Yeah. They love
Watch
doing
us.
that.
But so there's the original series, High Rise Invasion, and then I guess the manga was so popular they do a sequel, High Rise Invasion Arrived, which was 60 chapters, and that went from 2019 to 2021. And 2021 is when they were just like, hey, this is so popular, let's put the original, let's anime adaptation, the original series that ran from 2013 to 2019. So it's like there was a fan base and there was a story to be told from there. And again, it's one of those like when I get the time, when I get around to it, I'll go check out the manga because again, I'm the dude that when Lost was out and all these fucking questions, like I'm so lost. I'm like, I gotta finish it because I need answers.
Yep.
And then I was super pissed when you didn't get them after watching the series finale. So I'm like, hopefully the manga can answer some of these questions because like the premise is so unique in a sense where I'm just like, there's bridges connecting skyscraper to skyscraper. Nobody's on ground level. You got these masks that just show up and they're just like, we're going to kill the people who aren't wearing masks. Like I want to know why. What the fuck is going on here? I think that's the part that eats at my brain is like, I gave you 6 hours of my life trying to understand what the fuck's going on. And you just blew me out like, fuck it. Like, no, you owe me answers. God damn it.
Oh, Netflix.
But yeah, of course, right? And then again, you're looking at some of the manga panels, and you're just like, this is animation is dope. Like I always appreciate the panels with just ink and pen, right? Just paper, ink, and you're making these like just black ink and white paper, and you're just making these things so vivid that you can almost see the colors that are intended to be there, right? So that's why we're looking forward to the anime to see the colors and see all of this stuff. But it's so in depth. You're like, I need just finish it, Netflix or whoever. Somebody pick it up and finish it. But check that out. It's on Netflix. Hopefully, still there. 12 episodes shouldn't take too long to watch. I will say, I probably should have included this one, but Goblin Slayer. You see the shirt, Goblin Slayer. Jesus, man.
Yeah.
Such a it rolls into the, I guess you could say like RPG type stuff, right?
Yeah.
You're building your party, you got your mage, you got your adventure, all this other stuff. But it is when we talk about dark.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. I did not expect
from the kickoff, that thing is just like, damn.
That's crazy. So you actually watched it. Like the whole thing.
Or Goblin Slayer? Yeah. Yes.
Damn, that's
I haven't seen the whole thing, but I've watched and it's definitely
it's one of those things again, like the main character is just so shrouded in and like he just shows up. And this dude is just his goal. I'm here to fuck up goblins. Like The
Yeah.
mission is the mission. We'll
But
do that. But Goblin show like his whole armor, like he doesn't upgrade his armor. He doesn't like he can get a bigger sword, but he's just like, I carry this sword because the length of it is appropriate. Because when you're in caves, and he breaks the shit down. When you're in caves where they like to live, the height of the wall is only so high. So if you're coming in here with a claymore or a long sword, you're not going to be able to get a full swing. That's
Yeah.
why I carry this. My shield isn't huge because I need to be maneuverable to be able to do this, that. This man's whole build is to fuck up goblins. And you start seeing the backstory why, like, they destroyed his, like, my man's goal is to, like, I'm here to fuck up goblins. And
Take
he
'em
has,
out.
like, go ahead.
but the first episode,
Oh, yeah.
how often does that happen?
It's anime history, but they break it down because the goblins can't reproduce themselves. Like, they use humans. They only use them to mate. Like, they use them for reproduction.
But
Mm.
how
So-
how often does that happen throughout the series?
Oh, where that happens?
Yeah, because I heard that like
It's
dude,
not
that
like
first,
every episode. It's probably like
I heard that first episode is like
that first episode is
graphic.
it's etched in the annals of anime. Wow.
Because
Wow.
like
And
I
let
made
you
it.
know,
Well,
like,
I told Steven, I
Crunchyroll
was
is like, fam, this episode contains viewer discretion advised. And people just see that viewer discretion advised. Oh, I can watch. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You don't see members of the body. You just see, I mean, you put two and two together, you're like, these goblins are wild.
yeah.
And and Goblin Slayer shows up and he's like, that's enough of this shit. And you start seeing heads and arms and it is a very graphic
Okay.
anime.
I've been wanting to watch it.
Is berserk level dark.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
damn.
again, like season 2 is out on Crunchyroll. First 2 seasons are out on Crunchyroll.
Okay.
Viewer discretion advised is all I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah. Don't have the kids around.
Oh, definitely not.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just
No
so
kids,
I
so-
talked
I'm not trying to
to
explain that to kids.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
our
bad
friend
way.
Tony, our friend Tony, he was like, "Hey guys, this was like a few months ago. I'm finally gonna watch anime, right?" And we're like, "Hell yeah!" So everyone's like, "We're gonna give." He's
Start
like,
with
"What?"
Goblin Slayer.
He's like, "What should I start with?" So me and this girl,
No.
we just start naming shit you shouldn't watch. So my first thing was Goblin Slayer. Hers was
How did you recommend that, Jackie?
oh dude, he knew we were fucking with him. But she said, what's the one where the dude I don't even want to say it on live, but starts with an R, redo healer.
Oh my.
What else did we tell him to watch? There was so much like just messed up shit.
Because High Dive had redo of healer, but it was the edited version.
Oh,
People
I
went out of their way to find the unedited version.
so I hear me out. I
Of course
did
you
not
did, Jackie.
believe that it existed. So
Of
I
course.
was like, let me Google this. I was like, there's no way, right?
Like,
So I was Googling and people are talking about it, but I was like, so then where do people watch this? Right. And I could not find where people
the
watched
dark
it.
web.
Yeah, it's like you can't even watch it on regular like porn sites. I don't know where you can watch it. So I don't know where these people are watching it. I
He's
really
just
don't.
like, you're going to what?
Damn, how
unless
bad
you,
is it if you
unless
can't even
you
be on
are
a porn-
unless
like,
you are
Parrot
like
Apples?
my
Yeah.
theory is like unless you're paying for like XXX because
No.
that's the symbol for if you didn't know that, by the way, like
Yeah.
You're like XXX.
it's a thing. The only reason why I knew that is because there's this dude that I was in Korea with and he had just like this symbol on his shirt and I
Was
was
he
like,
triple
what?
X?
It's
You
I was
really
like, what?
picked that
I was like,
movie
what
up.
is that? Because it was a pink shirt with like black around the pink. And he's like, oh, it's a hentai porn site. I was like, what?
bro. You
Just straight up didn't care. He just straight up told me. I was
dark
like,
dark web. There are sites where you can stream it, but again, it's one of those like pop-ups. So be popping up
yeah,
your shit you know what I'm saying?
you have to
And
pay. Like in order to actually watch it, you have to pay. I think
it
that's what
is
it is.
it's graphic, Eric. Like it is like
Bad.
I'll,
But yeah,
I,
so we were messing with
I'll
this
be
guy. We were
okay.
just telling
yeah,
him. But
yeah,
like
you'll
when
be
I mentioned Goblin Slayer, like everyone gives me shit about it. But then there's people like because I was reading this Reddit sub and they're like, yeah, that is a messed up part. However, though, the story and all this
it's not
shit,
like a
like
recurring thing. Like there's
it's
not
not
that
it's not like
happening.
it's not like redo
Like every
healer.
other episode is just.
Another goblin smashing?
Oh
Jeez.
my god!
Yeah,
Yeah.
EJ redo healer is like I without really because I don't want to ruin like what we try to talk about this podcast, but
It's bad, bro.
it's just every single episode is just like not for the faint of heart. And basically, this guy's on a revenge.
I'm
heist.
all for revenge stuff, but I'm just like, fam, like give it a break. Like chill, you won. Like it's
Yeah,
I think
And
they
it's
get it. You won. Revenge,
yeah. But
yay.
it's not just like killing people revenge. It's the other revenge. Like,
He's out here.
yeah, and it's we can talk about it later of like exactly what's happening. It's and the only reason I know this because what I've read and people have told me it's crazy.
Don't do it.
not on my list. So.
But I didn't watch Goblin Slayer though because of that. Because people are like, if you watch that, you're crazy. Like anytime that anyone's ever told me that, but I'm like, yeah, but I want to watch it. And then Steven even told me he's like, that's weird. Don't watch that shit. And I'm like, really?
And that first episode, it sets the tone. And I think they do that to throw the of why the goblins. Like you want the
Yeah.
goblins to not be here.
You want them to die? Yeah, they suck.
So when
It's
he starts
fucked up.
chopping up goblin babies and stuff, when he runs up on their like villages and their little tribes,
Oh, shit.
it's like Anakin. I killed them all, even the younglings. You know, like it's hey, Goblin Slayer's like fuck all y'all. So it just adds to why he feels the way he does. But again, it's when you're talking like that, you're talking like dark level berserk type themes and stuff.
Yeah.
Goblin Slayers. All right. Those were my 3. I don't know if you guys got any shotgun blasts to be like, hey, here's some other things you can check out real quick.
On the paranormal or occult side, there's Witch Hunter Robin. It's another late 90s and then the 2000s for the series. It's modern times, but it's got a very gothic kind of or maybe more Victorian era kind of feel with stuff, not on a steampunk level, but just the fact that it deals a lot with witchcraft and the occult, and has some pretty cool, I wouldn't say horror elements, but more of a just the supernatural elements, just seeing the different types of powers that these witches have.
Yeah. Dude, I completely forgot about this show. Oh my god.
It's another oldie. I'm pulling all the oldies out today, but
yeah, her pigtails were iconic as fuck.
Yeah. The music is very moody 90s grunge rock kind of coming into it, and it fits the tone. Overall, like I said, it's a supernatural kind of trek in there, but it's not necessarily horror, but it is on the darker side because the witches are persecuted, and you either are a witch hunter, if you have powers, then they're suppressed, or there's those that rise up against the establishment or the government. So the rebel witches, I guess is what you would call it, are using when they use their powers and stuff. Some of it can be pretty dark.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I remember you mentioning that. I think it was not to date ourselves. I think like last year when we were kind of talking about horror theme or like supernatural themed anime, you did mention the Witch Hunter Robin, and that has been on my watch list. But like you said, or we've mentioned thousands of times, like it's just a continual growing list of shows that we're just like we'll get around to it. But for you to mention it coming back again full circle, I think I'll bump it up the queue a little bit.
Yeah, it's a good watch for the season 2, or like you said, it's one of those good ones to break because it's not heavy on the action. It does have some cool scenes where they're conflict of witches, powers, and stuff fighting, but it's not on the level of a lot of the action that we're used to seeing as far as like 2B Hero X, Soul Leveling.
Yeah.
That stuff. It's like heart pumping, constant.
Mm.
Where this is more like you might have a whole episode where there's going to be, maybe one little fight in it.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. What you got, Jackie?
The only thing I wanted to bring up, and it's not even out yet, manga wise, it's out, but it's an anime that's coming out in 2026, winter time, and it's called Kaya-chan Isn't Scary. And I don't know about you guys, but if you ever watched like Salad Fingers when you were a kid, that's what that green dude looks like in the back.
Salad Fingers.
That already is freaking me out when I saw this like
What?
thing.
I totally don't know.
Willie knows exactly.
But the fact that
my oldest, when he was a kid, that was like that's like their like it's Italian brain rot or whatever.
Yeah, right now, yeah.
So Salad Fingers was what Italian brain rot is with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So my kid was like, "What the fuck are you watching?" Salad Fingers, Dad.
Salad Fingers, like
live your life.
It's for those of us that are at least 29, maybe 28 and older. You grew up when YouTube became a thing, and it was just all these crazy videos, and that's what Salad Fingers is. All these like it's a cartoon. It's very creepy, very weird. But yeah. So that green guy looks like Salad Fingers. So I was already like, I'm gonna hate this. But it looks weird as hell, right? And I looked it up, and it's basically about this child who is first of all, the genre again, horror is by itself. So it's not going to be a slice of life. It's actually going to be cute is what it sounds like. It's horror, action, supernatural, and then just school setting. That's all it says. So it's basically about this child who's known as a problem child, always getting into trouble, but she has a secret. She can see evil spirits and punch them away. Her new teacher, Chie Sensei, is assigned to her class and slowly realizes that Kaya's chaotic behavior isn't just mischief. She's protecting her classmates from ghosts. Strange incidents around the kindergarten hint at darker secrets behind Kaya's powers and her family. So it's serialized, it came out on April 1st, 2022. The studio is going to be East Fish Studio. I've never even heard of that studio. And I didn't look it up, so I don't know if they've made anything else, to be honest.
Word East Fish.
2 words, East Fish. The manga's ongoing. It's 7 albums as of June 2025. It's expected to first broadcast January 2026. It says, like, a lot of people say, like, it's got innocence plus terror. So it's got like this high contrast between like just crazy, like this, it's kindergartners, and then there's this like terror that's with it. They do compare it loosely though to Maruko-chan, which is what I thought it was going to be like, but I guess it's not, because there's more comedy in Maruko-chan. There's none supposed to be in this one. The only thing that they like compare it to is just the cute character and spirits. That's it. But otherwise, it's 2 different, completely different stories. And then it says the manga mixes episodic supernatural incidents with gradual reveals about just like her background with her family and stuff like that. But as of now, there was no awards or anything because it's still fairly new. It just looks weird as hell. Like, so you see this, right? And then I'm going to remove this. And I pulled up some manga panels and I'm like, oh my God, this looks absolutely terrifying. So this one, and then this one was really freaking creepy. It looks like she's on a swing and there's just this like spirit beneath her trying to eat her. So yeah, this one looks really freaking creepy. It doesn't come out till January though. So I'm so interested to see what this anime is like. If you guys want to read it first to catch up really fast. Like again, like I said, there's only 7 volumes, but um
Have you read them?
no, I haven't yet. I'm so scared. But I'm not gonna lie, it's really weird. So I actually like reading horror.
Uh-huh.
I used to read a lot of Stephen King novels when I was younger, especially Amityville Horror. Um, because I'm not like I'm reading it. It's not like I'm sitting there and I can't read what's happening and then it just happens to me, kind of thing. So it's easier to read thrill slash horror stuff versus like watching it and I don't know what's gonna happen kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Pictures, I don't know yet because I haven't done that. So I'm not gonna lie, like I think Stevens was were you watching something scary downstairs? Okay, I figured because I went to go to the bathroom while you guys were talking, and as I was going to the bathroom, I heard this loud screaming, and I jumped because it scared me, and I realized it's because he's watching a scary movie downstairs because I won't watch it. I won't
Right.
watch stuff like that with him. And then I was scared, and then I left the bathroom, and I forgot that we moved a lot of the scratching posts on the wall to the bathroom, and I
Yeah.
thought there was something standing there, and it wasn't. It was just the scratcher. So I'm like,
Freaked
oh my
yourself
gosh.
out. Just short
Just
trip
been
to the
freaking
bathroom,
yeah.
freaking yourself out.
So I don't know how I would be reading a horror manga, but a part of me wants to. I actually need to remove this.
Lights on, middle of the day.
Yeah,
That's how I accomplish shit like that, man. I can't. Playing
yeah.
Bioshock shit like that. No.
Yeah, so this one looks cool
Evil.
interesting though. It looks like it might be a really good story. It might be the art already in the manga panel looks like cool, but I'm scared. I'm not gonna lie, I'm scared, but I'm trying not to be I'm trying. And like you said it, Willie, like with kids, I'm so scared. Like I don't know when me and Steven have kids, like I don't know if I'm just gonna pawn them off on Steven when they want to watch something scary and I'm just not gonna go.
To
But then
watch.
like but then if I do that, then that's our kids are gonna find out I don't like that shit. And I know they're gonna prank me and I'm not gonna be happy
Well.
about it.
They will.
So whatever. This is why I'm trying to do it with horror anime. I love
Right.
Sinners. I watched Sinners, so I loved it. Really
Yeah.
great movie. I can watch stuff like that because it's not just jump scare after jump scare after jump scare after jump scare. Like
Yeah.
I can do that. It's the jump scares that get me and the torture stuff. Like Saw, I can't do Saw.
I don't like overly gory stuff just for the sake of being gory. Like
That's
Saw
what
to
Saw
me
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
is
People that just new
Yeah.
Saw or new Final Destination. Like you just
Yeah. But I know
gore
I know
factor.
that Kaya Chan isn't scary. It's like 2026 and we haven't gotten into like getting ready for those seasons, but I just saw that trailer for it. It was like yesterday. I was like on my phone and I saw that and was like, "Whoa, this is crazy." I was like, "I have to talk about this
yeah.
tomorrow because this looks really cool and we're talking about horror and if anything whenever we talk about the winter season, I'll just quick mention it, be like, "Hey, remember this is coming up. We talked about it here." And then move on. But I'm scared, but I'm kind of excited to see what they're gonna do with it.
I need to see where I can read the manga at.
Yeah, I don't know if it's on. Do you have a membership on what's it called?
It's not on Shonen Jump. That's the only one I
Yeah,
have a membership on.
that's same,
But
same.
I'll Google and find it. I'm pretty sure it's out there somewhere.
Oh, chilly. But I mean, there's nothing. I mean, I don't know if libraries have this manga. I haven't been to a library in a while, so I have no idea.
Mine does, but like they don't. They'll have like chapters 1 through 7, and it'll start at 11, and I'm just like, well, where
Oh
the
yeah.
fuck is? Well, we don't have those. Like, then take the rest of these shits off. Like, why the?
Yeah.
Why the fuck?
Wow.
But no, very good recommendations. Again, shout out to Jackie for that one that's coming down the pipe. But you guys got any last minute recommendations before we wrap up the episode? No. All right. Cool. So for those that tuned in, appreciate it. Shout out Kimpachi who threw some suggestions in there. But like I said, when you're watching this later and you got some suggestions for us, throw them in there and we'll add them to our ever growing queue of must watch. I'll get around to it.
It's getting so
which I love. And one day, like when it's all said and done, I'm retired. I got nothing else to do. I'll probably
That's
just
all I'm gonna do. People say they pick up gardening and some bullshit. My ass is gonna pick up putting my feet up on the chair and doing nothing except hang out my
How
dogs
do
and
people
cats.
have a hard
Maybe
time with that? They're
maybe
like,
a cow.
oh,
The
I'm
cow
so
could be in the
bored.
house.
Like bored.
I need to get out and do something.
Like,
Good for you.
Go have fun.
I'll get out and do stuff sometimes, but other than that, I'm watching so
Yeah.
much TV.
I got so much stuff to catch up on. I feel so
That's
behind.
stuff I put off that I wanted to do.
Right.
You know how many video
forever.
games? How many video games I have not been able to play? Are you kidding me? And I could put hundreds of hours in those, and I can't. There's
Yeah.
too much. I cannot be a full-time video gamer. I would love to do that. I can't. I gotta
Right.
work.
I got bills.
I'm not a streamer. I just can't do
Bills. It wasn't around when I was a kid. I couldn't build up my empire, but
Yeah.
we appreciate those that tuned in, rocked with us. Episode 23. We're not going to see you before Halloween. Have a safe, great, fun, fantastic Halloween. And come back for next episode. We'll let y'all know what the theme is moving forward, but I chat GPT like a sign off for the show, and it was something so corny.
Was it really? Don't say it. I want to know. I want to know.
Got to know what it is now.
Hold on,
Say it.
I gotta find it. I gotta
Say
bear
it.
because I googled it, and then it was just like
We should do a anime food show.
every
Thanksgiving's
week,
coming.
Let me check.
Oh yeah,
A sign off.
that's
We'll do a different one every week.
Oh, we should. That's so funny.
A podcast named Eat the Cake Anime that focuses on anime.
Let's
This is
see.
happening live, folks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Well, I'm so excited.
So are we just the first one that pops up?
This is the first one.
Just do it. Just do it. Who cares?
All right,
Just do it.
ladies and gentlemen, that's all the frosting we have for this week. Thanks for joining us on Eat the Cake Anime. Until next time, stay hungry for more great shows.
Oh God. It's all the frost. Blew all our frosting. We blew it. Oh, mother load of frosting is done.
Stay hungry, you guys.
Stay hungry out there.
We have more.
Look at ChatGPT, man.
So gorgeous. So
It's gonna
hilarious.
take over the world. It is. It's gonna take over the world. With